This is the Big O Show. This is the Big O Show. This is the Big O Show. This is the Big O Show.
There's just one place to get our lowest payment on a new Acura Integra. $229 a month. It's the season of performance event at Acura of Pembroke Pines, #1 in the USA.
When presenting an award to an employee, athlete, executive, or fantasy GM, make sure you call Orvieto's Awards and More. For 35 years, these custom award specialists have been providing plaques, trophies, custom framing, while providing state-of-the-art laser and computerized engraving, UV printing, and glass crystal etching. They do all their engraving and printing in-house for quality control. Call Charles at 305-949-8098 or visit them at orvietosawards.com. Orvieto's Awards and More, where recognition is rewarding.
Set the rhythm of your smart home with Sloman Shield Blink, the new integrated smart home platform that automates your life just the way you want it. Sloman Shield Blink, be the maestro of your own home.
For over 16 years, EJDconstruction.com has provided South Florida residents quality craftsmanship, accurate project management, and exceptional service. That's why EJDconstruction.com is an A-rated member of Angie's List and the Better Business Bureau. When you're looking for the right custom home builder for additions or home remodeling, please call my friend Eric at 305-433-4843. That's 305-433-4843 for EJDconstruction.com.
It's game day at Toyota of Hollywood. Our all-stars are here to give you our MVP experience. Join the fun and feast on discounts up to $4,500. Huddle up and score big on a 25 Corolla. Not $26,000, $17,988. It's a tailgate party you don't want to miss. So gobble up the savings at the #1 volume Toyota dealer. Toyota of Hollywood on 441 between Hollywood Boulevard and Sheridan Street. Open till midnight.
It starts every morning before the sun comes up. Projects are laid out. Plans are made. Equipment is fueled and loaded with inventory to handle all service requests. Orders are given to an army of skilled landscape maintenance professionals, certified arbor trimmers, irrigation technicians, and licensed pest management experts who fan out to communities and businesses all over South Florida. Experienced, on time, and dependable. Our staff is fully trained, licensed, and insured. Contact us by phone, email, social media, or through our website to answer all your landscape questions. We are Cutter's Edge. Total Landscape Solutions.
After 40 years, the Big Cheese Miami is still producing great Italian food. They started in 1984. Since then, they've been winning awards while being voted the best inexpensive Italian restaurant in Miami. Visit them for great food, amazing service. Witness the decades of Cane's memories. The walls are like a Miami Hurricanes Hall of Fame. The Big Cheese delivers anything on its menu or party platter menu to your home, office, or even a park for a picnic. Located at 8080 Southwest 67th Avenue, Miami. Miami. Call 305-662-6855. TheBigCheeseMiami.com, where they serve large portions at family prices.
When it comes to your smile, confidence is so important. At Moody S Dental, they provide the services to get your smile back. This family-run practice prides itself by offering the latest technology to give your family the best experience possible. Moody S Dental has been in business for over 30 years with offices in Hialeah and Plantation. They accept most major dental insurances. They provide free new patient exams, 20% off select treatments. To qualify, please follow us on Instagram at moodys.dental. Moody S Dental has been in business for over 30 years. To schedule an appointment in Hialeah, call 305-821-0231 and Plantation 954-692-6825. From Invisaligns, dental implants, same-day crowns, and the preventative care and preservation to get your smile back. Go to moodysdental.com to find out more and tell them Big O sent you.
Price, service, selection. Get all this and more at South Florida's #1 loved Subaru store. Subaru of Pembroke Pines. Save today with our 3 ways to save. 0% financing, 0 down payment, or make no payments for 90 days. From Subaru of Pembroke Pines.
Welcome to Caneswear. New store, new items, same great experience. Family owned and operated since 2010, Caneswear has the latest merchandise from the Miami Hurricanes, Miami Dolphins, Florida Panthers, Inter Miami CF, and more. Come visit us at our store in Davie on University Drive, just south of 595, or online at caneswear.com. Caneswear, the spot Miami fans shop.
If you're looking to take your home or business to the next level, then RM Contractors can assist you. RM specializes in new residential turnkey, new commercial turnkey, home and office remodeling. Call them for free estimates. Serving all of South Florida, licensed and insured. Call Ray, 305-345-3649. You work hard to create the perfect atmosphere. You dream it, we'll build it. RM Contractors, 305-345-3649. Or Instagram at RMC Fisher Island.
Hi, this is Jeff Welt from Welt & Rayom. Dan and I have been in business together for over 22 years. We're not your typical lawyers. When Dan's not working in the office, he's flying his stunt plane. When I'm not in the office, I'm either getting tattooed, bowling, riding a motorcycle, or going to concerts. We might not be your typical attorneys, but we are aggressive attorneys, and we'll do whatever it takes to get you what you deserve. Consultations are always free. Call us anytime, 24/7.
Welt & Rayom can help.
There's just one place to get our lowest payment on a new Acura ADX. $239 a month. It's the season of performance event at Acura of Pembroke Pines, #1 in the USA.
The viewpoint, statements, or beliefs expressed on the following program by the host, guests, or callers are not necessarily the opinions of FantasyXS.com, Media Group Inc., ownership, management, sponsors, or website.
Good morning. It's a Friday, February 13th. Friday the 13th, man. Damn, 2026. It is day number 19,020 since the Miami Dolphins were world champions. Day number 8,803 since the Miami Hurricanes were national champions. Welcome aboard. We are here at Craig Zinn's Acura of Pembroke Pines, baby. As we've been here for like 15 years, I think, 14, 15 years or something like that. So we got the great Larry Schlossberg behind me, of course. He is jamming since they are number one when it comes to volume sales dealership here in the Southeast United States. So come on out and join us. So we'll be out here for a while. David Furones will join us on the show. We'll have some fun with David, and we'll talk a little Dolphins as Sully and Half addressed the fans yesterday. We'll have a little sound on the obvious question, which is the obvious question. And we'll get to that and some thoughts on some stuff. And there's a couple of other Dolphin notes, too, that we can talk about, which is kind of cool. Yeah, well, it is what it is. It's a slow time, man. There's not a ton to talk about, unfortunately. The Dolphins are off. We're waiting for free agency to start and decisions and then the draft. The NBA is not looking good for us here with the Miami Heat. And then, well, we've got All-Star Weekend. I can watch Kashad Johnson in the dunk contest. Like, I'm going to watch the dunk contest just because of Kashad Johnson. If not, I wasn't going to watch at all. Oh, he's on the 3. Yeah. But you know what? I don't know about any of that.
I haven't followed it at all because they said he's been classified with the Bahamas, so he's part of the world team.
Okay.
But does that mean that he's just a 3-point, or is he actually in the game?
Oh, I have no idea, and I'm not going to watch the game. I'm just talking about.
Come on, you're not watching the NBA All-Star game?
I never watched the NBA. I don't even watch the 3-point contest or the NBA. I watch the highlights of it.
Yeah, that's what I usually do.
But okay, there's a Heat player involved. But
there's still too much fluff involved in that.
If I'm not doing anything at the moment that I like what I'm doing, maybe I'm watching a show, or maybe I'm hanging out with my wife, or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Maybe I'm having sex. If I'm doing something much more enjoyable, I won't stop what I'm doing to go watch that. But if I'm available, I'll watch the dunk contest with Kashad, and I'll watch the 3-point contest with Norm, just because they're Heat players, and I love my Heat, and I'll support them as long as I'm not doing anything like really fun. I might be maybe I run into a really good concert that I found on YouTube, and I'm just going to have to finich the concert. You know what I mean? That's just kind of the way it goes. I didn't bring my sunglasses, by the way, because I got the glare coming off the cars in the street here at Zinn. At least it's not hot.
It was nice, but it wasn't nice when I pulled up because the fog was still down.
Oh, yeah.
So, like, the sun wasn't out yet, so it was nice there. But, I mean, it was very foggy, but the sun wasn't beating on the nice, pristine cars that were glaring.
Yes. Now they are, and now they're beating down in my eyes at the moment. Anyway, we got some stuff to talk about. Don't forget to smash the hell out of the like button. Por favor. You can also make a donation to the show, Cash App or Venmo at Cash Big O Show. That is Cash Big O Show, Cash App or Venmo. You can make a question. You can send in your questions, comments, insults, all kinds of good stuff. Bitcoin is up right now at 67.8. So it is climbing at the moment. The markets, they were down pretty heavy to open up, like 200 points. Now it's only 43. So it got a little better. It's like, 660 points yesterday went down. S&P's down 2 points. And the NASDAQ is up a point now, actually. And the Dow's down 90 points now, and the S&P's down 8 points. So there you go. That's what's going on in El Market. All right. Good stuff there overall. Let's see. Hit that like button. We have got David Furones joining us today, so we'll talk a little Miami Dolphins with him on Le Programme. USA beat Latvia yesterday, 5-1. Brock Nelson with 2 goals. Brady Kachuk had a goal. Yeah, Matthew had the assist. Yep, the Chuck Cheeses made an impact. Tomorrow they will take on Dinamarca, Denmark, at 3:30. So we'll see if the boys can advance. I mean, if you can't beat Latvia, you should get out of the Olympics. So I'm glad that they pounded the hell out of Latvia. Yes.
When we were at the casino the other night, I saw USA versus Canada, and I'm like, already? But it was the women's.
That's the women's, yeah. And we beat them
We
down.
We did.
Yeah, beat them down, by the way.
I was like, wow, that's a way opening round match to be the U.S. versus Canada. But then, like I said, it was the women's, but they did beat them down.
Yeah, they beat them down. So good job by the U.S. I've been watching some of the speed skating. Hey, by the way, what happened to the Russians? Like, they don't win anything. Are they even competing? Are the Russians there? Well, you can tell those bastards aren't cheating anymore, huh? When Russians were winning, they were cheating like a son of a bitch. And now, like, I'm looking like, aren't they supposed to be pretty good at winter sports? I'm just wondering, like, where are they? Like, wow. It's, the Russians have disappeared, bro. Kind of odd there. So just looking at it, and I'm looking at the medal standings, and they're like not there at the top. They're nowhere. It's pretty cool. Jay Bird, I see, is number 1 on the chat board. He says he's loving the Winter Olympics, the thrill of victory and the agony of defeat. Great interview with Daniela Todd. Yesterday we spoke with Daniela Todd, midfielder for the Fort Lauderdale United. She made me feel old. Nah. Yeah, she's 18. So before we start the interview, she says, "Oh, my dad's been a big fan of yours for a long time. He's been listening to you since he was my age." I'm like, oh, shit. Oh, God. Oh, man. Oh, I've been doing it for 36 years. I've been doing it too long.
He did comment on the post.
Oh, he did?
Yeah.
He
on
did?
the video. Yeah.
What'd he put?
Great interview, and I forgot all the things.
Oh, I didn't see that. Okay.
I think that was like her first interview, first time doing an interview.
Oh, okay, cool.
So
cool.
Yeah, he was on it. I'm thinking it was him because it was D. Todd.
Yeah. Dan Todd.
Yeah,
Dan Todd. Yes. So yeah, because I saw their action on Instagram. They started following me, so I followed them back on Instagram. So yeah. It was a good interview. So check out Daniela Todd. Please go to the interview, watch it, hit the like button. Okay, even if you're not a soccer fan, let it play and walk away. There you go. Do the show a favor. So there you go, and hit that like button. And Daniela, we wish her the best tomorrow. Hopefully they get it done. She's the second girl from the academy that signs a pro contract from Fort Lauderdale Academy. So it's actually a really cool thing because that's kind of part of the development of your academy, that you start signing players and developing them, and then they get they get good enough to join your pro team. It's kind of the way we had Kromaski and stuff like that, guys like that on Inter Miami, that you bring them up and you develop them. So good stuff. All right. What else do we have there? Dolphin Dave in the house. Big Johnson. Luis Notare out in the Jersey Shore. James Vivinetti. Cosa Nostra. Sweet Baby Ray says Canes hoops for the first time all season against the Tar Heels. And what struck me was their size. Heard the Kaufman interview, and she reiterated that was a factor for Lucas. Yep. Yeah, she talked about that. She really broke down the vision of Jay Lucas and what he wanted to accomplish. And he has accomplished a lot in a really short time, dude. Really short time. Jesus Christ. Yes.
I didn't realize I've been saying his name wrong the whole time.
Jai is Jay.
I was saying Jai.
Yeah. When she corrected me yesterday, I would go, okay, so it's Jay, not Jai.
Yeah, that's exactly what I thought.
Because with the I thought it was Jai.
Yeah, I thought it was Jai.
And it's not, it's Jay. So just getting creative with the spelling. I guess that's how it goes. Stephen Baker, the touchdown maker. Greetings from Tennessee. God, I'm dying to go to Nashville. Hang out for a week, and just hang out at the live bars all over the place, and we'll just enjoy live music every night for a couple of nights. I think that would be freaking awesome because I've heard so much good stuff from Nashville. Dying to go to Nashville. And there's one place on my bucket list. I get a feeling that if I go, I'm going to want to go back a lot more. Once I get a taste of it, I'm going to go, oh, wait a minute, what the hell am I doing here, bro? I got to come back.
Not only that, but a lot of the bars down there have like just people walk in and
start jamming.
Join in, and yeah, exactly. So you start thinking you're missing something if you're not there.
Yeah. So I'm dying to go to Nashville. So there you go, Stephen Baker. Maybe we'll hang out one day down there. Juan Rosa, Jeff in Long Island, Gus 1388, Anthony Kyle Campos says, let's see, Big O, my birthday's tomorrow, turning 35. But for my 36th birthday will be Super Bowl, February 14th, Sunday, 2027. Going to have my family, friends, and over for my cousin Shambi will be there. You and Sean and your wives can come. Thank you, Anthony. Appreciate you, my brother. And happy birthday to you, my man. Happy birthday tomorrow. Early happy birthday, my friend. And I hope you have a great birthday and you enjoy it with your friends and family members. The sad part is it won't be our Dolphins in the Super Bowl on February 14th of 2027. I can guarantee you that. Yes, sir.
Now, does he get a Valentine's Day gift and a birthday gift, or
if he has a special someone, it's kind of.
Yeah. One of those, like,
but the good thing is, growing up,
and
you were going to get a gift on that day, no matter what.
Yeah, it's true.
You know, so there you go. But it does suck to have kind of a birthday on a day like Christmas or Valentine's Day, because then, honey, this is for both. And you're like, no. Wait, what is this? Like the kids that have it on Christmas, their birthday, and it's like, oh, well, here's your birthday and Christmas. Now, screw you, dude. What kind of cheap shit is that, bro? You got to give me 2 gifts, bitch. You know, I feel bad for kids like that are born like right there on Christmas. That's you got cheap people in your family that are going to like shortcut you, and they spend like $872 on your gift, and they said, see, I was a big spender. That's why I got you your gift for your Christmas and birthday at the same time. Ocala Joe in the house says, seems you're enjoying South Florida sunshine. Hatless today. Have a great show. Yes, I am hatless right now at the moment. I have a couple hats in the car. So, I just figured what the hell, let the locks flow. Let the locks flow like a bird on the wing, and let your locks flow. Let's see. Good morning to you, Lenny Pena. NorCal's been rocking my headphones since 4 a.m. Good Lord, some great new music out there. Oh, there you go, Mark. Keep jamming. Ty in the Bronx. True Fin fan. What did I miss with Sullivan? Well, you haven't missed anything yet. We haven't talked about it, but thank you. My 48th is Sunday. True Fin fan. Happy birthday to you, sir. Happy 48th. Look at that. One guy's turning 35 and the other one's turning 48. And I'm going to turn 60. Jesus. True Fin fan, thank you for the love on the super chat. Thank you. And happy birthday, my brother, on Sunday. So we got Anthony on Saturday and True Fin fan on Sunday. How about that? Let's see. Jaybird says, in my older years, I found you can spell J, J-A-E, and J-E-I. Yeah. Everybody's getting creative. Let's see. My daughter's birthday is 3 days before Christmas. It also sucks. Bucks the wallet takes a hit. LOL. Still haven't had her party. Wow. Let's see. Big O, my birthday gift is an AOC and Sarah Palin, both at the same time. Damn. Nayland Palin and AOC? But is Sarah Palin still kind of hot? Like she was hot. I gotta say, she was a good-looking woman when she was, when she tried to run back in the day. I don't know how she looks now, but she was a good-looking woman back in those days. I will say that. And I mean, I can't stand AOC. I can't stand her as far as I can throw her. But she's good-looking. I will say that. So there you go. And then Perdomo Cigar, Cutter's Edge Pro of Night, and Nature Beat. Oh, and an energy drink. Anthony Kyle Campos, Nayland Palin. Oh, by the way, Kyle Lowry made an appearance there. Kyle Lowry coming through the dump truck. I like it. Delvis says, I went to see Frankie Valli. I swear that guy sings like an animatronic. Yeah. He's still singing, huh? It's amazing, right? Frankie Valli. That is awesome. James Vivinetti says, I'll be 50 on Sunday as well. Wow. So True Fin Fan and James Vivinetti have the same birthday. How about that? Congratulations. Happy 50th to you, James Vivinetti. You're hitting the 50 club. Damn. Pat in Nashville says, I heard that True Heat fans do it while watching the slam dunk contest. Phi Slamma Mama. That's it. Phi Slamma Mama. That's me, baby. I like it. That might be it. Not anymore, Sarah Palin says, the Mirage Wizard. Okay. Yeah. Back in the day, she was a good-looking woman, bro. Good-looking woman. Gotta say. They even had that's why I say that, because they created a porn after her called Nayland Palin. So, and in those days, nowadays, I don't know. We're talking, what is that, 10 years ago, 12 years ago? It was a long time ago when she was running or trying to run or whatever it is. Karoon says, yes, both AOC and Palin at the same time represents unity when it needed it the most. Oh, there you go. Lenny Pena wishing some birthday wishes out there, and Pat and Astro. That's it. Give them some birthday wishes out there for sure. Ted, New Jersey. What did you miss, Ted? He missed it all. What? What a loser this Ted is.
This has been the most informative 19 minutes of any Big O program ever. You're going to want to go back.
You need to go back,
and
Ted.
Double check.
What's wrong with you?
Everything that just happened.
What a lazy slacker you are. Why are you showing up so late? I'm not going to repeat the amazing information that I've given in the last 18 minutes. You can't break that down again, because that was 2 Kyle Lowrys.
That is, I believe, Kyle Lowry right there. And that's the second time he's been here today. This is the third time Lowry's been through here.
Wow. Lowry is really full of crap. Well, we saw that here for a couple of years. That's why I was back. Ted says, I just got back from my run. Well, run earlier.
Yeah, buddy. These 20. Doggy.
Oh, man.
There's not been a more informative 20 minutes.
Yeah. I don't know how
any other Big O radio
how
show. How
dare
program.
you run during the first 15 minutes of the show?
Couldn't you put us on the headphones? I mean, you don't have to watch.
Yeah.
Listen.
Yeah. Doesn't he have like Bluetooth?
I mean,
come on.
You missed a lot.
What a slacker. Total slacker that guy is. Ted in New Jersey. Yeah, you're running in Jersey?
Not bad for the health?
Yeah, you're breathing that air? What's wrong with you, Ted? Ooh. That's just not a good idea, running in Jersey. Not with the air quality there. The air quality in Jersey is just as bad as it is in Singapore. Man. I saw today they had a list of the countries with the worst air quality, and I swear to you, 18 or 17 of the 20 were all in Asian countries. You know, it's amazing how consistent that is. It's not sorry, but we gotta, the stereotype goes with it. It is what it is. But wow, just crazy. And like most of them were Asian countries. So shows you who's actually contributing to more pollution in the air. Are usually Asian countries and India and a couple other ones. But yeah, it was pretty bad. Pretty bad. Anyway, by the way, USA did beat Latvia. So Sean Stanley, I think that the United States of America hockey team deserves a victory cigar. Like it. I like it. I like it. All right. Ha, Ted getting roasted. It's funny when it's not you, says Brian. It's all in fun. Let's see. What else do we have? I rip myself all the time. So some of you get a little sensitive about it sometimes. I know. Exactly. By the way, we're up to 68.17 now. All of a sudden, we're in the green on the day. Half a point up. Bitcoin up and away. What does that mean? Trump's going to do something, bring it down. Yeah. Apparently, by the way, he's now going to cut tariffs on steel and aluminum. I wonder why. Taco Trump in action. You can count on the taco. All right. I hope Vrabel run ends up like in Tennessee. Well, the only way it can happen that way is if a stupid owner fires him. And Kraft is not a stupid owner. He's actually one of the smarter owners out there. Amy Adams Strunk is a dumb broad. Okay? Just another kid that inherits the team from daddy, and they don't know shit. That's all. So, really, Vrabel did nothing wrong in Tennessee. It's just you have a stupid owner, like we have here, by the way. We have a stupid owner. Stephen Ross is a king-size freaking moron. He is one of the dumbest owners that exist in the NFL, and he is certainly one of the biggest failures in the NFL. So that's how it happens when you have bad owners. Bad owners that don't know that Vrabel's available and you don't go get him. So that's the only way the Vrabel run ends badly in New England is if all of a sudden Kraft turns into Amy Adams Strunk, some dumb broad that inherited the team and she doesn't know shit about football. And there you are. So it is what it is. Let's see. What else? I hope Vrabel's run. Let me see. Isn't running in Jersey a metaphor? Yeah. Let's see. I think Blue Dodgers checking in from LA. I like it. Let's see. Jeff says, in Long Island, I walk every morning. It's a warm 22 at 7:30. God. A warm 22. That is insanity, bro. Absolute insanity. Around the NFL, by the way, we got a couple of interesting stories that are developing, which I'm kind of tripping out on. First of all, Jason Kelce. A.J. Brown is one of those dudes that we all know that he's one hell of a player, right? Like physically and all of that. But we also know he's kind of a malcontent. And he seems to not go all out or is always unhappy about something. And, and listen, I'm not a Jalen Hurts fan. So maybe it's about him being frustrated playing with Jalen Hurts. Didn't he come from Tennessee? Poor guy. Look at the quarterbacks he's been playing with. You know what I'm saying? So it's kind of hard being AJ, but you're also kind of a jerk. And Jason Kelsey, who obviously is a legend in those parts, says how hard it is to play with a player not giving full effort. It's incredibly frustrating, Kelsey explained when talking about A.J. Brown. Any player that's out there, when you're seeing a teammate not go all out, that's all you want from your teammates. That's all we want as fans. It's really a hard thing to optically watch. It's frustrating to watch. He's just unfortunately a player who allows his internal frustrations to manifest into his play. And it makes him play worse and makes the offense worse. And it makes his energy worse. Kelsey also added about Brown, some guys can block that out and they can go out there and just play football. He clearly is not one of those guys. And see, here's the problem for A.J. Brown. He doesn't bring the credibility that a Kelsey does. Because Kelsey, this Jason Kelsey, and it's the same for his brother, but they've never been known as slackers. Those are guys that play all out, leave everything on the field. Jason did that and won a championship. And A.J. Brown is a guy that you got to admit, it's even when they won the championship last year, it's not like he was a major part of everything. You know what I'm saying? And that's because he's had so many issues with the offense and the quarterback and whatever it is. It didn't seem like those issues were that prominent in Tennessee. Now, better coach, better atmosphere, all of that kind of stuff. But there's no doubt that what Kelsey is describing is right on target because he definitely allows all that crap to manifest and affect his play. You know what I'm saying? So, interesting. They're going to try to trade him now. They're paying him a lot of money. And who's going to take a chance on him? It's got to be a strong locker room, and it's definitely got to be a great quarterback. You cannot trade him to another team that has a mediocre passer. He needs to go somewhere where he's going to respect the player that's throwing the ball, where he knows that the guy throwing the ball is better than him, more important than him. I think AJ is the kind of guy that kind of needs that because he's kind of tired of playing with the Tannehills of the world and the Hurts of the world. And that's kind of the shit passers that he's been playing with throughout his career. I know that's frustrating, dude. That's like watching Irving Fryer year after year playing with the Patriots and they have no quarterback. I get it. Mark Wilson is your quarterback and you've got to make the best of it. It's not an easy thing for a guy like Irving Fryer. You know what I mean? And so I understand that, but you can't allow that to get in your way. Larry Fitzgerald had to play with shady quarterbacks at times throughout his career. There are guys, Andre Johnson had to play with shitty quarterbacks throughout his career and shady quarterbacks and mediocre quarterbacks. Did Andre Johnson ever play with a really good quarterback? I don't think so, actually. Now that I think about it, I don't think Houston ever had like Matt Schaub and whatever he played with. He didn't really play with guys that were elite, and he never complained about it. And this has happened throughout the league over the years. I remember, guys that have played with bad quarterbacks, but they carried themselves like pros. And that's something that A.J. Brown doesn't do. Well, what do you got for me? How bad? Yeah, you're laughing because it's really bad.
All right. So throughout his 14-season Hall of Fame career, Andre Johnson played with over a dozen quarterbacks, most notably Matt Schaub and David Carr in Houston. Other Texan quarterbacks included, almost like a damn Dolphins list, Sage Rosenfels, Ryan Fitzpatrick, Case Keenum, TJ Yates, Ryan Mallett, Matt Leinart, and Tom Savage. He also played with Andrew Luck in the Colts and Marcus Mariota, the Titans.
It's crazy.
And he made the Hall of Fame somehow.
Of course he made the Hall of Fame. That guy was a freak, dude. If he would have ended up with a real quarterback and a real offense, he puts up another 7,000 yards and a whole bunch of other touchdowns, and he goes down as one of the 3 best wide receivers in the history of the game. And he should be one of the 3 best wide receivers in the history of the game, but he'll never be ever looked at that way because of the aforementioned conversation. So, it's sad. But AJ's got to do a better job of carrying himself. And he doesn't. Does a shit job of the way he carries himself. No Andre Johnson in any way, shape, and form. Yes, sir.
No, I was thinking when you said a team that he could go to, I was thinking it's the other Kelsey's team, right? Would be the best. KC. And Brian Landis actually fit in there too.
Yes.
But I'm thinking like as far as like a quarterback.
KC, Buffalo desperately needs a wide receiver.
Yeah, because KC, I don't know, did they solve the
No, they
receiver?
need. No, they don't have.
Right?
They don't have. They have the fast kid.
Yeah.
That they got 2 years ago, and he's terrific, but he's a complimentary receiver. Kelsey's freaking old, so you better go get yourself a young tight end. They need a number one. Yeah. Their number one is a head case that's an idiot. So that you need receivers there. Buffalo needs receivers.
True.
There's a couple of places that he can go. And the good thing is, whoever trades for him, they're not gonna trade market value for him because his market is down, and so you're not going to give up nearly as much. So that's a good thing about trading AJ Brown right now. They're not going to get as much, and I know the Eagles are going to have to draft somebody, and that's probably what they'll do. How about Mike Vrabel after the game? Hallway talk with his players. Much respect for that coach. That's a leader. Yeah, dude. Vrabel is awesome, dude. It was. There's no doubt that whoever got him was going to have one of the best coaches in the league, and he's proven that over and over again now. Was watching the Drew Brees interview crazy. We passed on him. Dolphins folded with that one. Yeah. Well, that was all Saban. We played the soundbite. And Jason Garrett basically said Saban didn't want Brees because he didn't want to take the chances and pay him on the guaranteed monies, where the New Orleans Saints were comfortable and they went with it. And remember, I've told you the story in the past that the Saints doctors had gone through a shoulder rehab. It wasn't exactly the same as Drew Brees's, but it was similar. And so they felt comfortable that he could come back from it. Forgot the kid's name now. He was in Green Bay and traded to New Orleans. Had a whip of an arm. They traded him for a 4th-round pick. He was there with Mark Brunell, Kurt Warner, Brett Favre. Those were all the backups that were there. And they cut Kurt Warner, traded Brunell, and Aaron Brooks. And they traded Aaron Brooks to New Orleans. They traded Mark Brunell to Jacksonville. They cut Kurt Warner. They drafted Matt Hasselbeck. All of this behind Favre. Then they traded Matt Hasselbeck and then drafted Rodgers and then sat him. They also drafted Jeff Brom too, and also the other guy that we were, Matt Flynn too. I mean, what's it called? Ron Wolf. Back in the day in Green Bay, just never stopped taking quarterbacks. And look at all those names. All those names played and started on all kinds of teams. Brom wasn't good. Flynn wasn't good. But all the other guys, they ended up starting on teams, dude. Brooks played all right for New Orleans. Mark Brunell was a damn good quarterback for Jacksonville for a time. Matt Hasselbeck had a hell of a career for Seattle. He even took him to a Super Bowl. And they hit on Rodgers. They hit on the trade for Favre and Love now. So that organization has been, and they cut Kurt Warner. He goes back to the Arena League and then ends up in St. Louis after that. That's an organization that knows what the hell they're doing with quarterbacks. And we'll find out if our guys, Apple, fell far from the tree. We shall find out. I wonder what we're doing right now in the crypto market since things are pumping a little bit. Bitcoin has hit 69 now. It's up 2%. Solana's up 2.5%. All right, we got some movement. Chainlink up 3%. Ethereum up 4%. Okay. All right. Little movement. That's nice. The Dow is now in the green, up 143. After down 660, you got to gain some back, man. S&P is up 28 points, and the NASDAQ is up about 0.75 of a point. So getting a little better news, which is awesome. 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 Would be nice to have some things turn around for once. Let's see, what else do we have? Thank you, Jim. I appreciate that. Very kind words, sir. Costa says Miami misled and probed and doubted Drew Brees. New Orleans courted him sincerely and believed in Brees. Yeah, well, they had more confidence that he could come back from the shoulder injury, whereas the doctors and Saban did not. And that's kind of the way it goes, Jeff in Long Island. I got sick of Joe Rose. I stopped listening. Now I'm less pissed off. All I need is this platform and Sean when he does his platform. There you go. Well, thank you. Thank you. What? What's it, Joe whining every day about Tua? Yeah, they're like whining about, like, let it go already, bro. He's gone. He's done. He's done. Like, yeah, every day it's like whine about it, It's like, yeah, dude. And the best part about it is they make it sound like it's something that's new or something. Like, haven't had a quarterback in decades, bro. It's been a terrible team forever. It's nothing new here, But it is what it is. Let's get to a little Dolphin news. They were blocked from a requested interview. They wanted to get Bruce Gradkowski. You remember they need a quarterbacks coach because they lost. What's the guy's name? Nathaniel Hackett. So they lost a Hackett man. So they called the Lions to request an interview with Bruce Gradkowski for their quarterback coach job, and they were denied the request because it's a lateral position basically from Detroit to Miami. Plus, I'm sure there's a part of Campbell. It's like, bro, I've lost way too many coaches already. F you people. I got to keep some of these guys. You know what I'm saying? So they blocked the Dolphins. They're still looking for their quarterbacks coach. Folks, you got to understand this. All right. Jeff Hafley is a first-year coach. It's really hard in your first year to all of a sudden build a great staff. You got to prove as a coach, as a head coach, as a young one, that you can be successful in this league, and then some of the better assistant coaches will definitely consider you. So he is going to have a staff. Maybe it's a great one, but there's a good chance that 25, 40% of that staff is not really what he wants or he's looking for, or he figures out that it's not what he wants or he's looking for. And so changes will come for Hafley. It's inevitable. He's a new coach at this. He hasn't built staffs ever at the NFL level. He's got to do this now for the first time. He's going to get some guys that he might be settling for. He's going to get guys that he thought were good, and they aren't going to live up to his expectations. He's going to get some guys that maybe he didn't think was that good, and they were fantastic. So this is going to be a work in progress. We're stuck with this. This is the way life is. But we got to be patient, okay? And the poor man's got to put together a staff. It's not easy, especially his first one. And he's got to go out there and try to have success in spite of it all. And when he starts doing that, it starts to really help you. If you have less and less success, like Mike McDaniel, your options start to dry out. And that's because people aren't going to want to sign on to a sinking ship. So this is a very interesting time for Jeff Hafley and the way he has to build his staff. It may not be perfect, but it has to lead to getting it better and better every single year. And let's hope that that's the case. By the way, Mario Cristobal, you don't think he's doing that now? First couple of years, it didn't look good. But once you start having success, then people look at it and go, okay, they know what they're doing. And so now you can get the best of the best to commit to you. It's very important. All right. Big O, please remind Dolphin Nation on why drafting a QB early in the draft is not sensible direction for our franchise. Yeah, I mean, it just at this moment, there's no foundation, no culture. There's not even an offensive line. So whoever you bring here is going to be running for their lives. You're better off. You could draft a kid, but in the 4th or 5th or 7th rounds or something like that, a project kid that has some raw ability, but you got to work, and then you got yours, and then bring in some kind of veteran, man, that you're not spending a boatload on in this first year. You just need to get by, but you can't have a big expenditure on the quarterback spot, one, because of the cap, and two, whoever you bring is going to have a really rough time with this team. Why make a big investment on somebody that could get injured? It just doesn't – right now it doesn't make any sense. And the philosophy must change. The stupid philosophy, and we should all learn this, dude. After we've gone through this over and over again, don't you learn from life's experiences? Life's experiences tell you, don't get the young quarterback now, and then you're forced to build a team within the next 2 or 3 years in that window because you got to pay him in years 4 and 5. No, build the team first, then go get the young quarterback. That way you have the team with the young quarterback for 3 to 4 years so you can actually break through that proverbial glass window. That, hey, we're going to win a Super Bowl. And then eventually you have to pay him, and then you're going to have to, loosen up the team. But instead of drafting the quarterback and then building the team while you have him, I think they're better off now going after building the foundation, the offensive lines and defensive lines, and then say, oh, we got a pretty good one. Let's go get a quarterback because now we'll have him cheap for 5 years. That's what you got to do. Things have to change around here, and we have to learn that getting the young quarterback when you don't have the team does not make sense anymore. We're in the salary cap era, and it's just not worth it. So there you go. For those of you that haven't figured it out. If Caleb Down is still on the board at 11, do you take him due to him being already polished, or do you take someone bigger at the position at CB or O-line? Chance, I haven't looked at it all yet to really know what the options are, but I have zero issues taking Caleb Downs. This team needs everything. But if you could get a D lineman or an O lineman, that would probably be my preferred choice. I would rather build up the lines. That's what I would rather do, to be quite honest. But am I going to complain if you take Caleb Downs? No, dude. That guy's a hell of a player. So, yeah. I don't have a problem with it. But I would rather have a lineman. I'd rather have that. What else? Assume Finns move on from Tua. I'd rather post June 1 cut. Do not sign him. Money, free agent quarterback. Target drafting right OG, O tackle, CB. Right out 2026 with yours. Draft a QB mid-late round. Going nowhere in 2026. Exactly. Yes. Yeah. There's no reason to spend any kind of money on any kind of quarterback right now. Let's see. Big O, we apparently got Bush as QB coach. Oh yes, we did. That's right. The guy from CBS just reported that we got what's it called? Yeah, I retweeted it just a little bit ago. We did get a QB coach. Zenith reported it. The guy from Mississippi. Mississippi State, Bush Hamdan is the quarterback's coach. Matt Zenith. Matt Zenith reported that. The ex-Boise State coach previously worked in the NFL as the Falcons QB coach and helped Matt Ryan rank 6th in passing yards in 2017. So there you go. So they do have a quarterback's coach. I forgot about that. Yeah, whatever. Let's see what else. Kyler Murray. No, not at all. I'd like one of the top pass rushers or best O-linemen available. That would be my preferential choice. Let's get to our 3A Graphics sports calendar and the one and only Alan Blanco, 786-618-1443. It's All-Star Weekend. Kashad Johnson and Norman Powell will be taking part in the dunk contest and the three-point contest. Check it out. The Panthers are off till February 26th because of the Olympic break. They'll be back on the 26th to take on Toronto. Yesterday in Olympic action, the USA defeated Latvia in hockey 5-1. Brock Nelson with 2 goals. Saturday, they will take on Denmark at 3:30. Saturday at 4 on ESPN 2. The University of Miami taking on NC State. Miami is 19-5, 8-3 in the conference. NC State 18-7, 9-3 in the conference. Saturday at 5:30, beyond Bankcard Field, baby, in Davie. Fort Lauderdale United will be hosting the Brooklyn FC. Paul Jennison will make his debut as head coach of the Fort Lauderdale United. You can also get your tickets for the Fort Lauderdale United at FTLUTD.com. You can call them at 954-241-0618. They're at Beyond Bankcard Field. And the Miami Dolphins, as we just told you, they have hired a brand new offensive quarterback's coach, not offensive quarterback, quarterback's coach, as they hire Mississippi State associate head coach Bush Hamdan as their QB coach. The ex-Boise State QB previously worked in the NFL as the Falcons QB coach and helped Matt Ryan reach 6th in passing back in 2017. So there you go. That is your 3A Graphics sports calendar. All right. Supreme Court announces that February 20th will be its next opinion day as markets await their ruling on the legality of President Trump's tariffs. Let's see. Anyway. All right. What else do we have going on? Do want to remind you, we are here at Acura Pembroke Pines, 15601 Pines Boulevard. And right now you can get the TLX Tech 2025 model, $389 a month, 3.9% financing for 60 months. They've got the customer appreciation sales event going on right now. The 2025 RDX, $369 a month, 3.9% financing for 60 months. The 2025 ADX, $239 a month, 1.9% financing for 60 months. And the 2026 Integra, so damn sharp, $239 a month, only 2.9% financing for 60 months. Amazing stuff, man. Tell them that Big O sent you. Larry Schlossberg's out here, Pat Nasto, Tony Stampone, great people, man. They will take care of you here at Craig's Inns, Acura of Pembroke Pines. Let's see. So you're telling us now that we have some bushy goodness. Yes, we do. We have some bushy goodness. K-Space, smashing the like button. Thank you. Keep smashing it. And don't forget, you can make a donation to the show, Cash App or Venmo at Cash Big O Show. That is Cash Big O Show, Cash App or Venmo. Stephen Baker, the touchdown maker, once again on Venmo. Thank you, sir. Very kind. He says, I agree with you on Vrabel, but when you get to Nashville, do you want me to schedule you a visit to Kid Rock's home? Yeah, so we could shoot up some Bud Light. Definitely. He sends in another Venmo. You are a beast. Thank you for your generosity and your support, sir. Cash App or Venmo, great way to support us. Send in your question, comments, or insults. I would build the O-line and let Ewers compete for the starting job with a vet and draft a QB in the 5th round or so. Ewers may not be the guy, but with a better O-line, he can have some success. You never know. You never know. I think he's a backup in this league, but you just never know. And with a decent line, maybe he can be serviceable. Bring in a veteran, I agree, and draft some kid in the 3rd day. I have no problem with that. That's the kind of investment you should make at quarterback. Joe Flacco, whatever, just somebody that you're not going to spend, a ton of money, a $10 or $15 million backup, because that's what it goes for. It's not like a lot of money. That's actually what it goes for a decent backup. And that's what I would get, a decent backup, a Jameis Winston, a Joe Flacco. Trying to think of what is available. I don't even know what's available right now. See, I haven't bothered because until I know who are the people getting cut and all that stuff, it's really hard to make an assessment on it. Let me see here. Wait a minute. Here we go. Tyrod Taylor. I wouldn't mind if he wasn't so damn injury prone. You know that? If he wasn't so damn injury prone, I wouldn't mind. Gardner Minshew's all right. The porn stash is all right. Okay. Tyrod Taylor, no. Jimmy Garoppolo, I think he's still under. Oh, he actually is a free agent. Jimmy Garoppolo wouldn't be bad. He's always injured too. Trubisky, no. I'm on the list now. No Trey Lance, no Case Keenum, no Carson Wentz, no Josh Johnson, no Brandon Allen, no Malik Willis. Too much money. Kyle Allen would not be bad as a throw-in in there. Minshew's good. That's about it. Skylar Thompson's available. Yeah, we've tried all the others. Sam Howell never has worked out. It's another guy. Yeah, that just something like that where you're not really breaking the bank. That's what you bring in. It's not good. It's not something you're going to be sexy and feel great about or anything like that, but that's what I would do for this year. Mac Jones is going to ask for some money, dude. Mac Jones is going to get some money if he wants. He wasn't on this list. So he's restricted then. He must be under contract. If he's there for a trade, then that means he's under contract for one more year.
Yeah, the ones under the potential 2026 trade candidates are Murray, Richardson, Levis, Jones, and Rattler.
Yeah, I'm not trading for those guys. I'm not giving up any picks for those guys. No, I'm not doing that. With Garoppolo, we would need a good backup because he only play half. That's why you have Ewers and the draft pick. That's my point. You don't need Garoppolo for the whole year. You don't want Garoppolo for the whole year. You need to play those young guys. You need to play Ewers and you need to play the other kid. You want Garoppolo in and out. You want Flacco in and out. Like if you play the young guy and he struggles, you bring in Flacco. And then next week, if you want to bring Flacco or you want to go back to the young guy, then you do that. That's what the season is all about. It's not about finding, oh my God, we gotta have our guy. You need to figure out the team first. If you don't figure out the team, it doesn't matter who you draft at quarterback. That's the other. Have you all not learned that already over the years? We had Marino here, and you won nothing, and you choked in every big moment, and it had nothing to do with Marino because you didn't have the team. It's just the dumbest thing in the world. Got to build the team. Build the team first. And then we'll talk. You know? That's the way I look at it. Cash App or Venmo at Cash Big O Show. That's Cash Big O Show. Cash App or Venmo. And you can make a Bitcoin, Ethereum, Chainlink, or Solana donation too, and send in your questions, comments, insults. Big O, I introduced my son Daniel to Kansas, and yes, he put it on his music playlist. He said, Dad, tell Big O thanks, and then played and introduced me to the System of a Down music. Definitely. I like it. I like it. Dream Theater. Dream Theater, bro. Have your son listen to Dream Theater. Okay? All right? Have your son listen to Dream Theater. Because if he can drum and listen to Portnoy or listen to Tremonti on guitar, which is just freaking amazing. Listen to them, man. They're really good. They're really good. So that's a good one. And yeah, I know System of a Down. Excellent. Excellent. Look at QB Talon Green, hopefully mid to late rounds. Best one is Winston. He would be good for the team. I say we roll with Quinn for a year while we reinforce the lines. Yeah, but you can't just go with Quinn. You got to have more. As you think Blue Dodgers, you got to draft a third-day guy, and you got to bring in some kind of a veteran. I don't have a problem bringing back Ewers at all. I think Ewers can develop into a solid backup for you, to be honest. Maybe he's a starter. I doubt it, but I think he can turn into a solid backup. That's how I've always viewed Ewers. From day one, I've told you guys, I still look at him that way. So I like him. I want to keep him here. But you've got to draft. You got to have a couple of other guys because you're not good. We all know you're not really going to get by with one quarterback anyways. There's a good chance that they're going to get injured. A lot of quarterbacks get injured. According to Omar Kelly, if Ewers would have stayed in college this past year, he would have been one of the top QBs picked in this draft. Maybe. I mean, it is a bad draft. I guess I get why he's saying because it's a terrible draft. But I don't know if he would have been one in the first round or second round. He still probably would have been a third-day guy. So that's not a big deal. And again, hypotheticals. That's what sports talk has gotten into. Who gives a shit? He's not in college. He's not in the draft. It's not a conversation. But I get it. This is, it's sports talk. It's turned into, let's talk about hypotheticals that have nothing to do with reality. Let's see. Keep Tua, but pretend he ain't there. Maybe let him bring the guy's water. Eventually, you'll have to play him if you have injuries. And then you might get yourself in a little more trouble. Let's see. This is the Big O Show. Y no somos mamahuevos. Let's have a great day and a wonderful weekend, boys and girls. Let's see. This would be a great time to bring back Skylar Thompson. He would be cheap. Oh, man. Yes, no, the MILF Hunter is not under contract. I don't even know what. I have no idea what Mike McDaniel saw in that guy. No idea. None whatsoever, man. So, Christopher, cheers to you, sir. He says, Q secondary help, Deuce Chestnut. Go Orange, LOL. Let's see. Tua's probably out, but I hope he gets a chance to compete. The only issue is Tua was never that he never won the position. Just the stupidity continues. people like D. Mal who say stupid shit like that, I have to also blame people like Eric Sullivan for this because they're lies. And then people like D. Mal, all of a sudden, they hear a lie or misinformation, which, by the way, somebody does this all the time in the news all the time. And misinformation, then people keep repeating the lies and the misinformation. It's interesting, because let's play Mr. Sullivan last night. We'll go to Furones in a second, but let's just play Mr. Sullivan last night because since D. Mal put Tua's probably out, but I hope he gets a chance to compete because the only issue I had with Tua was that he never won the position. They drafted him at number 5 overall. But let's hear, Sully yesterday. Go ahead, play it.
Of course, we'll be looking at other quarterbacks in this draft. Every draft thereafter. But look, Tua was in my office the other day, if I'm being perfectly frank. We had a great conversation. Tua has been a very good player in this league. He's done a lot of really good things for the Miami Dolphins. You guys should be proud to have him and having had him. I don't know what the future holds right now. And I told Tua that. We're working through some things. What I can tell you is that we're going to infuse competition into that room, whether Tua's part of the room or whether he's not part of the room. We're going to infuse competition into that room like we will do at every other position. Tua knows where we are. We've been very honest and upfront. And Tua also knows that he will be the first to know when we make a decision. So if Tua is the first to know, you guys can't be the first to know. And I know that you respect and appreciate that, but we're getting close to a decision. And when we do, we'll let Tua know whether he's going to be part of this or not. And we'll move forward. But you can rest assured that we will add competition to that room one way or the other to make it the best that we can. Yeah, I don't think I need to add anything.
All right. Enough of the bullshit. Listen, okay? I don't bullshit around. I don't dance around stuff. I call people out if I have to because, we play this stupid game in the media. We play this stupid game that just John Sully. I'm sorry. Does Sully come from Green Bay? Okay, so when they traded for Brett Favre and Dan Majkowski was starting, do you think it was a competition or they were just waiting for Favre to be ready and then they started him? And then years later, they draft a kid named Aaron Rodgers. Did they have a competition with Favre and Rodgers? No. They just developed him. And they waited till he was ready, and then they got rid of the other guy. And then they drafted Love. And did they have competition? No, there's no competition. There's never any competition in Green Bay. I'm not exactly sure what Sullivan was talking about. I'm not exactly sure what D. Mal's talking about. I'm not exactly sure what any local media writer ever talks about. There is no competition, you idiots. When you drafted Ryan Tannehill, all you did was wait till he was ready to start. There's no competition. David Garrard was supposed to start. He got injured, and they threw Tannehill right into the fire right away. When you draft a guy, there's no competition. He's the guy. I don't know where this came from. And I get it. I hear that bull crap minor league talk on QAM all the time. And some of the local writers also, like Omar, does the silly shit about talking about quarterback competition. There is no quarterback competition. What, I'm sorry, did Cam Ward compete with anybody? No. Marino did not compete at all. They drafted Marino, and in the Oakland game about midway through the season, Dan, what's it called? Shula said, let's bring him. We're struggling. Let's bring him off the bench. It wasn't a competition. It's when he's ready. So when you draft Michael Penix, There was no competition. They just had a veteran in place waiting for Michael to be ready. That's all. When they drafted McNabb, they had Doug Peterson. They were going to start McNabb, but they waited till he was ready. No competition. Nobody holds open competitions for starting quarterbacks in the NFL, morons. Nobody. And if you have a competition like the Cleveland Browns, you have no quarterback, you idiots. So the people that took over come from a place that there's no competition. There's an eventual, what's that called? A successor. There's an eventual success. There's no competition. We drafted him. He's our guy. Enough already with this. Why do people keep this stupid story alive? Well, because Sully now says it. So now reporters will repeat it, writers will repeat it, fans will repeat it, and it's stupid. It's stupid. Jesus, man. You think they drafted Josh Allen and then they had a competition? No. That's not how it goes. There's too much of a commitment made to these people. Once you have identified your guy and you drafted him number 1, number 3, number 5, number 10, he's your guy. There's no competition. There's competition for the backup job. Yeah. But there's no competition for number 1. There's only like 10 or 12 or 15 of them in the entire league. So when you get one, Sam Darnold, did he compete for the job or did they just give it to him when he got to Seattle? I'm not exactly sure what's going on here. Yes, they got rid of him to give the successor that they committed to the job in J.J. McCarthy. Was there competition? No. Stop with this already, dude. There's no competition. If you have competition at the quarterback spot, you have no quarterback. It's pretty simple. You have no quarterback. But everybody that goes and makes a commitment to a guy, that's your guy. End of story. You don't sign a guy for 35, 50 million, then say, oh, you got to compete with another guy. No, nobody does that. Nobody drafts a guy in the first round and says, oh, you got to compete with a guy. No. When you drafted him, it's because that's your guy. He will be the starter. He will be the successor. He will take over. That's the plan. There's no competition. So D-Mal, local writers, minor league radio guys on QAM, minor league podcasters, all that kind of stuff. Let me just enlighten you. There's no competition at quarterback. And when you have one, you have no quarterback. So if you're talking about quarterback competitions, then that means there is no quarterback. This isn't some small town college spring game that you don't have a quarterback and you're trying to figure it out. This is the NFL. Let's get to the Welton Rayom Miami Dolphins report with David Furones.
All rise, football fans, as the Welton Rayom Miami Dolphins report with David Furones is in session.
Welton Rayom has more than 62 years of litigation experience handling insurance disputes. They are committed to resolving even the toughest insurance claims quickly. Call them for a free consultation. 954-966-4646. Here's Miami Dolphins insider David Furones.
All right. Well, you heard that. What you got to say?
Wow.
No, I mean, it's the shit. It's the dumbest shit in the world, dude. Like, these people are paying 30, 40, 50, 60 million dollars to these guys, or spending a first rounder, and then they're going to say, oh, you got to compete for the job. Where does it happen, bro? In what world? Because I've never seen it. I've never seen it. Never. You draft a guy, he's a successor. He's going to take over, whether you like it or not. Minnesota paid the dear price for that. They drafted McCarthy. He was going to be the guy. There was no competition. They got rid of the better quarterback, and the guy went and won a Super Bowl. And people are talking about competition, bro. Come on, dude. Yeah, if you have competition, that means you have a couple of sorry quarterbacks, and you're trying to figure out which one of these sorry quarterbacks in Cleveland can start. That's no quarterback.
Yeah,
that's
when you make that kind of investment in the quarterback position, you're obviously not setting up a competition. If you pay a guy big money in free agency, if you draft a first-round quarterback, you might have someone else that'll hold on to the job for a year or so, but then you've already, like you said, successor. You've named your successor. You've got your guy that you are moving forward with in the future. That was the brutal sin that the Vikings committed in committing to.
No, but and the hilarious part, bro, is that the people we have in place are the kings of successors. There's no competition ever in Green Bay.
Mm-hmm.
They identify the next guy, and the next guy is the next guy, bro. There's no
for more than 30 years. Yeah,
they tell Fogg, yo, get the hell out of here, bro. We're going with this guy. We have groomed him for 3 years. We targeted him to replace you, and you're gone. And they did the same shit to Rodgers. They drafted Love and prepared him, and Rodgers knew the writing was going to be on the wall because he saw it too. And that's the way they do it. So for Sully to sit there and say, we're going to infuse competition. No, you're not, bro. When you get your starter, it's your starter. It's over, bro. Give me a break.
Well, what he's talking about is this upcoming season where the Dolphins will be in a situation where, like you said, if you have competition, you don't have a quarterback.
The Browns.
Yeah. I think he's only talking about this coming year where it's going to be Quinn Ewers on the second year of his rookie deal. And then, he's not ready yet to say it out loud and put it out there. But, I mean, we all know Tua, his days are numbered here with the Dolphins, and that decision is likely to come, and they probably just have to talk that out between themselves before that news ends up coming out, and he wasn't going to go and say it in front of season ticket holders and break it to them before he talks to Tua. But we all know that's likely the route that the Dolphins are going, and then that means bringing in another quarterback maybe in the middle rounds of the draft. Right. Not, probably not a first-round quarterback because then that's your guy for the future. But I believe him when he's talking about competition, and then that also leads me to how we've talked about probably not investing in Malik Willis, spending all that money, because if you're talking about there will be competition, then you're talking it's Quinn Ewers and either a fringe level veteran,
Jameis Winston,
someone like that, or like a guy in the middle of the draft, not someone high in the draft and not the top free agent quarterback who maybe Pittsburgh could go with, and maybe Minnesota could grab him. Malik Willis.
We talked about the porn stash. You can go after the porn stash. He's also a free agent. What's his name? Minshew, Gardner Minshew. Shit like that, bro. And then the 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th rounder you draft, that's competition now because you have 3 guys that really aren't starters. So you got to figure out which is the best of the lot. You know what I'm saying? That's my point. When you have competition, you have no quarterback. That's any team in the NFL that has competition at quarterback. That means they have no quarterback, dude. That's it. It's pretty simple. So it's funny that, we're going to create competition's for your backup quarterbacks. Your starter doesn't have, nobody has 2 starters, bro. Nobody has 2 guys good enough. You're going to battle. You know what I'm saying? Steve Young and Joe Montana were on a team once, and things like that do happen, obviously. But my point is, normally people don't have 2 guys. You know what I'm saying? It's crazy.
Yeah, so, Brett Favre and Matt Hasselbeck too. It's the Packers that do a lot of this. That have that
right. And they traded Matt Hasselbeck because they weren't looking at him as the next. They just traded him. It wasn't competition. He was a backup. Just like Aaron Brooks was a backup. They traded to New Orleans. Just like the guy for Jacksonville, Mark Brunell, they traded. from Green Bay to Jacksonville for a fifth
That's
rounder.
right. He was in Green Bay before, yeah.
They traded Brooks for a fourth rounder, and they cut Kurt Warner. Okay.
Incredible.
One offseason, they had Brett Favre, Kurt Warner, Mark Brunell, and Aaron Brooks at quarterback. They traded two, cut Kurt Warner, and they drafted Matt Hasselbeck, and then traded him for a first rounder after that. They also drafted Matt Flynn, which was a guy that people bid on, and then they also drafted Jeff Brom in the process. I mean, he never stopped taking quarterbacks, Ron Wolf. You know, that's kind of the way it goes. That's what you do. But nobody has competition for the number one quarterback spot, bro. Nobody. That's just it just doesn't happen, dude. You know what I mean?
All those guys you said, they didn't get a chance to go and compete with Brett Favre for the starting job, or you know, when it was Aaron Rodgers later,
Aaron Rodgers wasn't competing. He was just
right.
waiting his turn, period. Yeah. End of story. That's all. That's what they do in Green Bay. And those are the people we have. So this competition is bullshit. That's why I was laughing when I heard that soundbite. I'm like, blah, blah.
No, but I get what he's saying for this year, though. But it will be for this year because they're inheriting the previous situation. So I get it. It's going to be Quinn Ewers versus someone. It's going to be competition for this season, but the long-term solution would obviously be, it's not going to be competition once they commit their first-round pick maybe in 2027 to a guy, or invest big money down the road. I get what they're saying. It's this season. I think he's only talking about this year when he says that.
Right. Miami Breaker, maybe you don't know the history. Drew Brees was a bust for 3 years, and they drafted Rivers to replace Brees. And then Brees busted out the last year, and then that's when he made his that just helps me. Okay, they were dead set on still getting rid of Brees because they wanted Rivers to start. There was no competition. I'm not sure you know the history of what went on there, but there was no competition. It was Drew Brees being a bust for a few years, and then he turned the corner when it was too late after they made their commitment to Phillip Rivers. So they were dead set on starting Rivers. There was no competition. Again, it proves my point. It proves my point. The second that they make a definite move for a successor, they are paying, they trade it up, whatever. Bro, they're going to start that guy no matter what because their jobs are on the line. They paid the money. They committed the pick, whatever it is, however they committed to that guy's going to start. Whether he can play or not, I don't know. Whether Anthony Richardson can play or not, he's going to play. And then he's going to cost somebody their job. You know what I mean? Although he did it for this GM, he did it, actually. The GM has survived that one. But normally, that's what happens. And Anthony Richardson was going to play, and then he failed. And they move on. There's no competition ever in the NFL. Once you commit to a guy, he's your guy, bro. He's your guy. He's your guy.
What might have saved them in Indianapolis is that Daniel Jones was actually doing pretty well before he got injured. So the Colts were on the fast track. So, it was looking all right. They were up there with the Broncos and Patriots in the AFC standings. Deep in
the Richardson pick was just a terrible pick. It was just a terrible pick because you fell in love with the athlete and you thought you could make him a quarterback. And then you found out that he's also super fragile, which like he had the body of Cam Newton, but he didn't have the durability of Cam Newton. And so then that was the problem with him because he's super fragile, bro. For a guy that big and that athletic, he can't take any hits. It's crazy. At least Cam Newton took a pounding, bro, for a while. And then he finally broke down. And that was understandable. But this kid, he can't take anything. So anyway, we're going to talk a lot about that on this segment because I thought it's kind of silly to keep pushing the whole competitive narrative in that position because you don't have enough quarterbacks to have competitions ever. You can have competitions for your backups, overall. And to me, that we were just talking about that, it's going to find a decent backup, and this is not the year to go spend. Are you with me on the philosophy that we've had for many years now? Everybody has it in the NFL. Go get your young guy, and then you have a window for a couple of years to build your team. I think it's the other way around now. Go build a team, and then go get the young quarterback.
Yeah, and I mean, it puts you in a position where you can maximize on those early years, because then otherwise, if you do it the other way, which a lot of teams have prioritized it being this way, then you're coming up where those years on the rookie contract, they get to you quickly. Like you come up short on time very quickly there, because you have to get your quarterback first. You need to have him get a year where he develops, and then you are piecing together your roster during those seasons. By the time you're ready to have it all, and then you need to get that group to have some experience together, some postseason experience, then he's already up for the contract. So then you've kind of already run out of time. So it is good to have the situation already in place. Make it like the way the 49ers do it, the way the Eagles had it, where when Jalen Hurts got there, then they already had a ready-made situation and won a Super Bowl. Patrick Mahomes, that team was already competing. The Chiefs was already competing with Alex Smith, and then he goes into a very good situation, and we've seen them win 3 Super Bowls. So that's the way I think it's the most prudent way to handle picking up your quarterback. But I mean, it is also the most important position. So I understand it when guys see the quarterback there in front of them and have to take, like the Raiders, they got to take Fernando Mendoza. They're not a ready-made team, but you got the number 1 pick. He's the top prospect this year. You got to take him, and then you got to just bring him along. Like Cam Ward the Titans had to take Cam Ward last year. You don't have the number 1 pick and then just pass on that quarterback too. So I do understand it when it does have to go the other way.
Yeah, I'm with you there. I was laughing yesterday because the Dolphins, I was not laughing at the Dolphins. I was laughing at Campbell, because the Dolphins got blocked from Bruce Gradkowski. They wanted to bring him in as a QB coach, and they denied the interview. And I was laughing because I feel bad for Campbell, because he's lost so many coaches. He's like, damn, dude, I'm tired of losing coaches. I can't. This was like a lateral thing, so that's why they denied it, and I get it. But I'm sure he's like, damn, dude, everybody wants my coaching damn staff. You know what I'm saying? So they end up losing on that, but they got the Mississippi State guy today. So your thoughts on the strikeout and then landing the guy from Mississippi State today?
Yeah, interesting. I get it if you're Dan Campbell, but
Right.
if it's not an OC job, then hey man, keep it right here. All right, we can't keep replacing guys every year. And we saw what happened. I mean, he lost Ben Johnson, and then now the Bears are at the top of the division, and Dan Campbell's got to be there.
Now we're all asking, was it Ben Johnson or was it Dan Campbell?
Yeah.
That's and next year we'll answer that question.
Yeah. Well, I mean, but again, I love Dan Campbell as that leader of men. He just needs those coordinators to be there for him. So obviously, Ben Johnson.
That's part of being a great head coach, that you have to build and rebuild staffs.
Yes.
It's not building one staff, because once you have success, bro, they're going to steal them from you. So you're going to have to rebuild and rebuild and rebuild. And that's what I loved about what you saw from Vrabel. Like, he had his success in Tennessee. Now he went to New England. He rebuilt his staff right away, and he's off and running. You know, that's impressive when you're able to do that as a coach. And that's the next challenge now for Dan Campbell, is finding those next coaches.
Yeah, I think about that actually with the Miami Hurricanes, and how, well, now it'll be another season where Shannon Dawson is still there. He's found his DC and Corey Heatherman, where obviously he's going to be a hot prospect with the way he turned around the defense. But he was a Broyles Award finalist, and you keep him along. You keep Jason Taylor on that staff and what he's done with the defensive line. But it will be a challenge eventually, because someone's going to end up with a head coaching job at a smaller school first. And
when Corey leaves, Jason will get the elevation, I bet.
Yeah, right. There's that's a nice pipeline there.
I bet. Well, if you're a great coach, you normally have your coordinators, and then you have somebody targeting to take over for them. Usually you'll have your linebackers, D-line coach, or somebody like that that's already being groomed, because you know that eventually you're going to lose this guy. So the good coaches usually are planning that kind of ahead of time a little bit in their staffs.
Like Dabo Sweeney had with Brent Venables all those years leading his Clemson defense. And so, I mean, and that makes it desirable for that coach, because then you don't have to go leave somewhere for that elevated opportunity. You could see a reasonable path where, okay, that coordinator is on the fast track to becoming a head coach somewhere. So here is my path to get to that position, right here. And I don't have to go leave somewhere. I could be where I know my players. I have my players. I've coached them. I've developed them. Now it's time to have success with them on the field. So you like situations like that. Bush Hamdan, the quarterbacks coach they hired, obviously the first quarterbacks coach they wanted, Nathaniel Hackett, who I know wasn't receiving high marks on this program. But it was just as a quarterbacks coach. Hey, he ends up getting an offensive coordinator.
But it's the whole Joe Barry thing, dude. You don't really know how they're going to be here. Or the change of scenery might help him out. Joe Barry got ripped in Denver, and they were making fun of him, and then here he is, and he was kicking ass. So
Yeah, or Butch Barry.
Butch Barry. I'm sorry. Yes.
Yeah. Don't know much about Bush Hamdan yet. He was played quarterback backup at Boise State, and he's had a lot of college stops where he was both offensive coordinator and a quarterbacks coach. So he had actually just gone to Mississippi State after the past season. So he had just gone there, and then now he got pulled to the Dolphins. So he was at Kentucky a couple of years, his alma mater, Boise State. Been at Missouri, a lot of quarterback coaching experience. Actually he was with the Falcons. So his in 2017. So his last professional stop was in 2017 with Atlanta. A lot of coaching stops between Washington, Missouri, Boise State, Kentucky. Way back was the Florida Gators wide receivers coach. So also has some wide receiver coach experience. So a lot of passing game concept coaching. So and it's just not a big responsibility on him. He'll lead probably some young quarterbacks in Quinn Ewers and another guy they bring in. So if you have a guy coming from the college ranks, then he's got experience coaching up those young quarterbacks, and then he'll have the support of it's Bobby Slowick at OC, and then you brought in a Patullo from the Philadelphia Eagles, who won't be in that OC where he was criticized obviously for his play calling last season in Philly, but now he's in a downgraded role of pass game coordinator. So where he was successful all those previous years with the Eagles before he got that bump up, and then he wasn't quite ready for the play calling aspect in Philly. So a lot of support will be there on that side.
All right, good stuff there. What do you got going on in the South Florida Sun Sentinel so folks can check you out, my friend?
Yeah, I just posted earlier this morning on the quarterbacks coach hire in Hamdan, and from going out to Bomberitos and conversing with some NFL draft prospects, training for the combine down here on Wednesday. I put up a story yesterday on former BC offensive lineman Logan Taylor, prospect in this draft, and talked to him about Jeff Hafley as a head coach. He was there with the BC team last time Hafley was a head coach in 2023. Got recruited there from Virginia as he was in the transfer portal. That final season that Hafley was a head coach with Boston College, so got to know him a little bit, and then also his thoughts on Matt Applebaum coming back, because then he was his O-line coach actually over there. So there's a couple of BC O-linemen in this draft, so they might go like middle to later. So I wonder with Hafley there, knowing them, and Applebaum on the staff, if they don't target one of them, especially with the similarities in blocking concepts the Dolphins are expected to run.
BC has always developed good linemen over the years. So
yeah,
they have a nice reputation of developing offensive linemen. So I would not be surprised. And again, not because of a Hafley thing, just BC, Wisconsin. There's just some places sometimes that you could get linemen, and you're like, okay, well, they're known for normally Notre Dame. I know we got the wrong one, but normally Notre Dame, you can get some pretty good linemen, So there are some places that do produce it, and BC is one of those places that over the years, man, linemen have come out of that place. So you never know. You never know. All right, follow them on Twitter.
Recently,
What?
I was just going to say recently, the Lindstrom brothers, Zion Johnson, Ozzie Trapillo, just last year, and he's been playing with the Bears, although now he got hurt. But kind of a pipeline there. BC linemen finding success in the NFL.
Always, dude. BC's always been very productive with their linemen. All right, follow him on Twitter at David Furones _ and catch his work there at the South Florida Sun Sentinel. David, thank you, sir. Have a great weekend.
Yes, sir. You too.
You got it. Welton Rayom. Oh, they know how to get it done. Bankruptcy, homeowner property damage, condo damage, criminal defense, business owner claims, commercial litigation, personal injury. Check out the website, WRFLAlaw.com. And, of course, the consultation's free. So you can pick up the phone, ask for Jeff or Dan. Welton Rayom, they will take care of you. 954-966-4646. You explain your situation, and they'll tell you if you have a case or not, man. 954-966-4646.
This has been another session of the Welton Rayom Miami Dolphins Report with David Furones. At Welton Rayom, they don't get paid unless you win. They handle complex personal injury claims caused by the fault of another in both state and federal courts. They handle auto, trucking, motorcycle slip and fall, and bicycle accidents. Call 954-966-4646. Welton Rayom can help.
All right. Let's see. What else do we have? I hope the QB that starts next year doesn't have carrier pigeons bringing in the plays like World War I. Well, yeah, I mean that's only been with one guy. That problem has only been with Mike McDaniel. I don't remember other coaches struggling to get plays in on time. You remember an offensive coach that we talked about that has struggled to get plays in on time? I don't remember that. Can it happen once in a blue moon for anybody? Yeah. But what happened with McDaniel was not happening with any other offensive coach in my history of watching and covering the Dolphins. Yes, sir.
I had a question because I'm just thinking back.
Uh-oh.
Like they used to say his play calls were very long.
Yes.
I know he does the ums and ahs, which makes it longer.
Probably.
But also, when he called in the plays, didn't Tua look to his arm?
Yep.
What the hell is like? What are you blabbering about though? Now that I think about it, like, what are you calling it so long that where Tua's got to look down and go, "Oh my God, okay, we're running this play."
Right.
It should just be 37. Oh, 37. Okay, let's go.
Right.
But I don't know. I now it's just odd.
He was a guy that got in his own way. Overthought everything. Even how he talked to you, he overthought everything. And then that
answering questions.
Yes, that set him back on everything that he's done. It's crazy, dude. It really is insane. But yeah, that's not something that I expect to continue. I expect that this team will have no problem getting their plays in, like most every other offensive coach that we've had here. That only happened with one guy. I've never seen this.
I can't wait to see Herbert with McDaniel.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, God. I've never seen an offense that couldn't line up right, that players didn't know what route to run, where to line up, whatever. Even for Tua to mention that guys weren't even, taking meetings seriously. That's just a lack of discipline all over the place. And I blame him. I blame the coach because that's the kind of stuff that just doesn't happen with real coaches. It's insane. Let's see. I'm sorry, I'm just answering something right now. Let's see what else do we have here. The irony of McDaniel going to the Bolts to coach Herbert. Yeah, it's a beautiful thing. I love it. What else? The NBA fined the Jazz and the Pacers for tanking $500,000 and $100,000. The problem is that they don't really talk about what happens if they do it again or nothing like that. It's so bogus. Like I got it here. I got the story and I'll read it to you. Because I was reading the story and checking it out. And to me, I was so this commissioner is just a joke, dude. It's a shame because he started off so strong with the whole Clipper thing. And then after that, he has been so spineless about everything. Overt behavior like this prioritizes draft position over winning, undermines the foundation of NBA competition, which the regular season has been that forever. And we will respond accordingly to any further actions that compromise the integrity of our games. Additionally, we are working with our competition committee and board of governors to implement further measures to root out this type of conduct. I want specifics. Because tanking has been going on here forever, dude. And so I want specifics on what happens. What happened? What do you do now? What's a second strike? What's a third strike? You know, and by the way, 100 and 500,000, give me a break, dude. They crap that every day in the NBA. That's nothing. That's not going to make an owner flinch or a head coach or whatever. They'd rather get fined and continue to save their players and have a better draft position. Tell me that you will be eliminated from the lottery and you will be placed by order of your record after the lottery. Tell me that. That's, you know, I want to hear some real things that are going to affect. You know what I'm saying? Like if you tell them, hey, if you're struck down with tanking twice in a season, you're out of the lottery. So all of a sudden, instead of 14, it's 13 teams in the lottery. No, now it's 12. Lottery chances increase for everybody else. And you're at number 13 or 14 guaranteed right after that lottery, depending on your record. I want to know about specifics, stuff that really is going to hurt teams that are tanking, because the NBA product is absolutely garbage. It's not a good game, dude. It's not fun to watch anymore. Yes, sir.
And to be honest, the only reason this is coming out now is because the Jazz are just so
obvious.
Were you going to put them back in? No, we weren't going to play them.
Right. If you don't get fined and there's no rules against it, then
that's the thing. They got so brazen that it was like, yeah, we're tanking. Nobody's going to do anything. That they had to do something. Now all that'll happen is guys are going to get put on IR or whatever.
What happened to Jackson?
Yeah, and then they'll be like, boom, now we're out, and that's how they're going to do it. And it won't just be this, we'll practice them during the game for the second and third quarter. They sit the fourth, we lose, and things like that. It just, the teams got so brazen now that it's like, oh, now.
Yeah, but we waited till it was so obvious when it was been obvious
it's
for
been
years.
Obvious, but again, it's swept under the rug until now you're asking coaches, and they're like, no, we weren't going to put our players back in. Why would we do that? We're going to win.
Yeah, we need to lose. We want draft position. We want ping pong balls. I mean, it's ridiculous, dude. That's a silly story right there. Yeah. So, anyway, crazy stuff. All right. Don't forget Cash App or Venmo at Cash Big O Show. That is Cash Big O Show, Cash App or Venmo. And you can send in your questions, comments, insults, all kinds of good stuff. We are at 69,264. All of a sudden, Bitcoin is up 4% today. 4%. 4.4 now. Because it continues to climb. All right. That was the dip to take advantage. That's for sure. That was the dip. All right. What else do we have? Let's get to music. Let's do a little music. All right. Let me see here. Let's start off with musicians born on the 13th. All right. Lewis Clark, music arranger, keyboardist, died at the age of 73, best known for his work with ELO. Let's see who else is celebrating birthdays. Lady Gaga, born on this date in 2013. Adele, born in 2012. Damn, Gaga and Adele have the same birthdays? Holy crap. This was a good day. Shakira was born on this date in 2000. No, wait a minute. Hold on a second. I'm not reading. Oh, this is this day in music. I'm like, whoa, this is crazy, dude. No, there's no way. No way. Wait a minute. All right, here we go. All right, here we go. I did it wrong. That's right. Now let's start all over again. Okay, let's start all over. All right. Let's start off with musicians born on this date, February 13th. That was crazy. I'm like, what the hell is going on here? Yeah, no, there's no way. There's no way. The Lord is good, but he's not going to have those two born on the same day. You got to separate the two. You can't have, no, Gaga and Adele can't be born on the same day. It's too much. It's too much for one day. It's too much greatness in one day. All right, here we go. February 13th. Now we're talking. Here we go. English singer-songwriter, the great Robbie Williams, born in 1974. Happy birthday to him. Let's see. Robert Harrell, bassist with Three Doors Down, born in 72. Freedom Williams, singer with CNC Music Factory, born my year, 66. Henry Rollins, American singer, actor, presenter, comedian, activist, Black Flag, the Rollins Band, all kinds of stuff, born in 61. Tony Butler, bassist with the Scottish band Big Country. In a big country, dreams stay with you. Born in 59. Mark Fox, Haircut 100. Love plus one, baby. Born in 58. Peter Hook, bassist with Joy Division. Born in 56. And by the way, his band that plays New Order and Joy Division stuff, very good. Peter Hook and the Light. If you get a chance to see him, go. Ed Gagliardi, bassist with Foreigner, born in 52. Peter Gabriel, Games Without Frontiers, War Without Tears. That's my favorite song. Born in 1950. She's so. Let's see what else. Who else celebrating birthdays today in the music world? Peter Tork from the Monkees. We lost him in 2019. He was born in 1942. Love the Monkees. Tennessee Ernie Ford, recording artist and television host, born in 1919. We lost him in 91 at the age of 72 on October 17th. That is musicians born on this date. Now we go with other famous people born on the 19th. On the 13th, I'm sorry. Here we go. And remember, if I don't give you an age, that means they have passed away. Pope Alexander VII, he was born in 1599. Supreme Court Justice Robert Jackson, born in 1892. World Golf Hall of Fame member Patty Berg, born in 1918. Pilot Chuck Yeager, born in 1923. Did Yeager do the Duracell commercials or is it also the astronaut? I forgot now. Anyway, let's see. Actor Kim Novak, born in 33. 93 today for Kim. Wow. Actor George Siegel, born in 34. Talk show host Jerry Springer, born in 44. He's 82. Basketball Hall of Fame member Mike Krzyzewski, born in 47. He's 79. Actor David Naughton, born in 51. He's 75. Fitness professional Denise Austin, born in 57. She's 69. Let's see. Actress Kelly Hu, born in 68. She's 58. Actress Mina Suvadi, born in 79. She's 47. Actor Hudson Williams, born in 2001. He's 25. And actress Sophia Lillis, born in 2002. She's 24. And that is what happened today. Oh, that is birthdays. Go ahead. You got wrestlers?
Yes, sir, we do. Akio Sato turned 73. Angelo Mosca was born on this date in 1937. Daisuke Ikeda turns 58. Mark Coffey is 36. Robbie Eagles also turns 36. Truth Magnum from AEW is 41. And the very inspirational Chris Bay, he turns 30 on February 13th, 2026.
Send me the link. I got to send it to Steve on his phone. Or you have his number?
I sent it to his email.
I know. He needs it by his phone. But yeah, I guess he doesn't know how to go to the email by his phone.
All right.
Or maybe he doesn't have his business email on his phone.
Yeah.
So, whatever. Either way. All right. Let's go with music history. What happened today? In music history, we start off in 1967. The Monkees announced that from now on, they would be playing on their own recordings instead of session musicians, which is the fall of the Monkees, unfortunately. I always say that they should have compromised. But Kirshner didn't want to compromise because he was successful doing it his way. And then the Monkees didn't want to compromise because they wanted to have a little self-respect and come up with their own music. And they came up with some decent music. It wasn't as great as the original stuff, but I would have compromised where Kirshner could have said, okay, look, we'll come up with 7 of the songs. You come up with 3. And if they're good and if they have success, then you can do half the album the next time around. And if they have success, then you do the whole album. And gradually work the Monkees back in that way, instead of them having the big fallout and all that. And then it is what it is, because they could have been even bigger. Anyway, that's just me. In 1970, Black Sabbath released their debut self-titled studio album on Vertigo Records in the UK, peaking at number 8 on the charts. The album has been recognized as the first album to be credited with the development of the heavy metal genre. How about that? All right. Did you email it to me or text it to me? Oh, you did? Oh, okay, good. All right, excellent. In 78, Squeeze released their debut studio album, Squeeze. It features the singles Take Me, I'm Yours and Bang Bang. In 81, Pink Floyd's The Dark Side of the Moon became the longest-running rock record on Billboard's album charts, concluding its 402nd week. In 81, Phil Collins released his debut solo album, Face Value. It features the singles In the Air Tonight, I Missed Again, If Leaving Me Is Easy, and Thunder and Lightning. It's just a great album, Face Value. In 90, Black Crowes released their debut studio album, Shake Your Money Maker, and it features Hard to Handle, and She Talks to Angels. In 93, RuPaul became the first drag queen to make the Hot 100 when Supermodel Work entered the charts at number 91. It rose to number 45 in April. In 96, Tupac Shakur's All Eyes on Me was released, the first rap double album on a major label. It sold 10 million copies in the United States. In 96, the Gin Blossoms released their third studio album, Congratulations, I'm Sorry, and it features Follow You Down. Great song. Great album, actually. In 2004, Led Zeppelin were awarded the Lifetime Achievement Award at the Grammys. Jimmy Page, John Paul Jones, and John Bonham all attended. Robert Plant did not, since he was working on a new album and tour. And by the way, Jason Bonham, not John Bonham, okay, just in case. The son, not the dad, showed up because the dad was dead at that time, just in case. Let's see. In 2013, Lady Gaga was forced to postpone her world tour after sustaining an injury which left her unable to walk. The singer had severe inflammation of the joints known as synovitis. In 2015, Elle King released her debut album, Love Stuff, and it features X's and O's and Under the Influence. Elle King is the daughter of, God, what's the comedian's name? He's a little bit controversial right now because he's like a real hard MAGA guy or something. Rob Schneider. That's it. That's his daughter. They don't get along at all. She hates her dad. Let's see what else. In 2022, and she's very talented, by the way. Go check out Elle King. ELLE King. She's got skills, man. In 2022, Dr. Dre anchored the first hip-hop heavy Super Bowl halftime show, performing with Snoop Dogg, Eminem, Kendrick Lamar, Mary J. Blige, and 50 Cent. Why did I always feel like 50 Cent didn't belong in that group? Like, I like him, like his music, but everybody else there, I just kind of viewed it at a different level. Was it just me that day? Like, I viewed everybody at another level than 50 Cent. I don't know. That was just me. Anyway, let me see if there's any other. No, there wasn't. All right. That's what happened today in music history. All right. The one and only Steve Calabro. He could have joined us on Tuesday. So busy in meetings and having fun. So now he's joining us now. How are you doing, my brother, on a beautiful Friday the 13th?
Big O, I'm doing fantastic. It's 80 degrees out. I do apologize to you and Sean and your viewers. I'm driving, so I hate when I do this. I hate when people do it, but I do apologize.
Oh,
I had a little
cool,
doctor.
man.
I had a routine doctor appointment this morning, and I couldn't get the 8 o'clock version. I had to get the 10 o'clock version. So,
all good. So let me ask you, what'd you finally think of the Super Bowl?
Listen, I know it's been talked about all week, but
yeah,
it's similar to what many people said, although I think there's a couple of backstories there. Seattle's defense is ridiculous. Not to say that New England's defense wasn't bad either. I mean, don't get me wrong. I think that
Seattle's is special.
They proved something that has been really everybody knows. To win the championship, you need a defense. It's almost like it's becoming routine and oversimplified. You really need to have a spectacular defense, taking nothing away from your man Sam Darnold. I know you're converting to be one of the biggest fans. Just kidding.
Well, I won. I laid the 4.5. I won because I expected the defense to dominate. I didn't expect May to do much. I pointed it out to everybody that in the playoffs, he wasn't really killing it in the passing game at all, and he was about to play the best defense. Over the last 2 weeks, he hadn't done shit in the last 2 games in the passing game, and all of a sudden, he's going to play the best defense he's ever faced, and he's going to start passing? No, he's not. Yeah. And so that's kind of why I was comfortable with the 4.5. What I was dying to do, my friend, was double and triple the bet. If New England got the ball at the beginning of the game and drove downfield or scored or whatever, that 4.5 would have turned to 1.5 or +1 or whatever. And brother, I was gonna lay a whole bunch more juice on that bitch, because I felt really, really, really confident that Seattle was going to win and control that game, and that's exactly what they did.
And they did it from the start instead of giving you a little break there. But I can tell you, I think NFL teams, and we're Miami Dolphin fans, so the Miami Dolphin organization needs to take a look at what really the lesson the Super Bowl taught. I think louder and clearer than it's ever really been taught. One is you need a great defense. 2 is it's really good to have a dual. Now, Darnell won the game. Minnesota won the game. The only highlight that New England had was the fact that they have a dual threat quarterback. I guess he ran a couple of times. Everything else on the offense fell apart. But you really need, in the NFL, you really need a great defense. It's really a special thing when you have a dual threat quarterback. Although Sam Darnold himself said it, I didn't really have to do much. Defense, he was like
run the ball. Your quarterback doesn't necessarily have to run, but you do want a guy that if it breaks down, he can get you 5 or 7 yards, keep the drive
Third
alive.
down, keep the drive going. Now, there's one other thing that was taught. So Minnesota taught all the NFL teams 2 things, and New England, even in their loss, taught the dual threat thing. But the other thing was protect the ball, and that's what Sam Darnold did. He didn't fumble it. He didn't throw crazy interceptions. Although I will tell you, I won a decent amount of money. I changed my bet. I bet Seattle, and then I bet the over at 45.5 instead of taking, buying down at 39.5 like I mentioned 2 weeks ago. But so I was winning. I also bet when I saw Drake was getting so pressured, I bet that Drake would throw an interception. I won that literally like 5 plays later. He threw the interception, and I also bet, and this was the only bet I lost. Darnold was throwing in really tight situations. If you look at his first 5 or 6 completions, they could have easily been intercepted by inches, And so I did bet that.
Christian Gonzalez kept it tight by himself. If he doesn't make a couple of plays, he was a stud in that game, dude. If he doesn't make a couple plays, that game would have really gotten out of control with a quickness.
So here it is, a guy from Hialeah Park. By the way, I just want to digress about Hialeah Park for a second. There's just some great things happening. Tomorrow, we're giving away the Cartier watches. His and hers Cartier watches. Saturday night, you got to be there, be square. And by the
they'll give them away again at the end of the month, by the way. They're giving away another his and hers at the end of the month. So you have 2 shots at winning those watches for you and the special someone today and then at the end of the month.
No, this
tomorrow,
Saturday. This Saturday. Tomorrow. Right?
Saturday.
Yes.
Sorry.
And I want to say something about poker. Poker is back at Hialeah Park.
That's what she said.
A well-run. Yes, that's what she said. But I got to tell you, it's just really, really, really. It's the promotions are there, the action's there. It's a well-run room again, and it's just really, really doing well. So great poker room, great events. Saturday,
and the ladies are serving you drinks and food. They're smoke-free, by the way, so you don't have people blowing smoke in your face. But they do have.
Well, you mentioned
lots outside. They also have areas on the outside in the balconies in the second level or in the first floor where you could go outside and smoke and take a smoking break and all of that. And by the way, they're really cool about it. That if you have to take a break, you could just they hold your spot while you go take a little bit of a cigarette break or something like that, or a vape break or whatever it is that you do. So they also accommodate you in that way too at Hialeah Park.
Big O, there's another thing too. If you and your friends like to smoke and you like to play poker and you like to smoke, just come on down. We have smoking tables outside now. Just request a smoking table.
Oh, that's right. That's right. You guys added the smoking tables outside. Yes, that's right.
And I think the overriding message that I want your viewers to know is that it's all about the customer. We're going to do whatever we can to accommodate and make that experience at Hialeah as good as you need it to be and want it to be. So and don't forget, on the app you can always bet. I was mentioning it earlier. I had a nice weekend. I won 3 nice big bets. I did lose the bet. I did bet that Darnell Sam would throw an interception, but it was just it was so tight.
That's funny. I'm the negative Sam Darnold guy, but you bet on the interception of him. I bet on the game.
Here's why.
That's funny.
No. It was a mid-game thing when he was throwing in those tight throws. I was like, wow, one of them's gonna get tipped their side. It was like after his first 5 completions, I'm like, first of all, those 5 completions easily could have been 3 completions or 2 completions. They were just now to Sam's credit, they were laser thrown and they were put like you're talking about inches, right? So I said, I thought I was wrong, that there was a decent possibility that one pass was going to get away from him or the receiver was going to go and run the wrong route. So, but it didn't happen. So, but what did we learn to recap it? We learned, I'm just pleading with the Dolphin organization. We need a good defense. We need to make sure.
You need a
great defense. Not good. You're right. Good doesn't cut it.
You do get the great defense, at least get a good enough quarterback on the other side. You don't need a great quarterback, but you got to get a good enough one because when they did have a great defense in the late 90s to early 2000s, they didn't get the quarterback to complement. So,
I also think you have to design plays, have players that protect the ball. You cannot give the ball away. You lose. The thing about it, when you're driving, let's say you're on the 30-yard line going in, right, and you throw an interception or fumble the ball, that's just a waste of that drive. You've lost a drive. You only get so many drives in a game. And so, so number two is you got to protect the ball. You got to have plays that are designed to protect the ball. You got to have players that are designed, that understand that concept. And the final thing, I really believe, it's maybe the third thing that I think is, I'm just hoping the Miami Dolphin organization, listens. I happen to think in the NFL, it's a whole lot better for an offense when the quarterback is a dual threat. And he doesn't have to be Josh Allen. He just has to get two or three third downs because the coverage was there. That's all. Right. I mean, I know it sounds too simple to say because those three things are what should be focused on.
Yeah, if it's possible and he can have a little mobility, that's great. But first and foremost, for me at least, priority one is you got to be able to make a living from the pocket. Because when they do corral you and keep you in that pocket, you're going to have to make plays from that pocket. And so I don't want the guy that's mobile that needs to be mobile in order to be effective. I need the guy that is effective from the pocket and can have some mobility if it's possible. If you don't have the mobility, I can deal with it as long as you build the right offensive line, like the Rams. If you're going to have a statue like Tom Brady or Matt Stafford or whatever, just block for his ass. Make sure you have good linemen. You know what I mean? And unfortunately, that's something that you didn't have an athletic quarterback, but you didn't have a great offensive line either. And so then you compounded the problem of Tua because of that.
Now, what do you think? I'm just having fun before I leave the show. The last 2 years, Sam Darnold, I believe he's either number one or close to number one in terms of having victories.
Number one
in his quarterback starts. Yeah, I think he's
back-to-back 14-win seasons and on different teams. Right. No one's ever done that in history.
But if you include the playoffs, it's like 30 something in the 31-7 or something. He's got an incredible record, right? And so the question is, and I guess for some reason, I look at Sam Darnold as a guy that most teams in the NFL, including the Dolphins, everybody could have had him. I mean, after the failure, whoever's fault it was, maybe he was too young, maybe it was the organization, maybe it was the coaching.
It's the Jets. It's the Jets. Just like it's the Dolphins.
Yeah, the Jets,
like the Browns. These aren't.
But after the Jets,
Browns, the Dolphins, and the Jets aren't organizations that develop players properly, and they don't develop cultures. They don't develop teams. They're just bad organizations. Until proven otherwise, the Browns, the Jets, and the Dolphins are to blame for everything. Don't even blame the players. Blame those teams.
Organization.
Yeah, all those organizations are a disaster.
Right. To your point, Big O, that we could have easily had Sam Darnold.
Yeah.
We could have had him twice. We could have had him after Minnesota, which would have been much harder because, we got two under contract.
We could have had him twice. We could have had Drew Brees literally twice, and we chose not to. So, that's why we are what we are.
That's the set. But the backstory about Darnold is there's another thing that nobody talks about probably. He goes to Minnesota. He claims, it's kind of a weird thing what he claims. He claims, so he goes from the Jets to Cleveland. I guess he ends up in San Francisco for a short period of time. And he claims he learned so much in San Francisco. That's what he claims, right? But really, you got to give some credit to Kevin O'Donnell, the Minnesota coach.
For sure.
Because he's the guy that, look, they lost a playoff game. I get it. That was, there's 45 guys in a roster, 22 on the starting offensive defense. And they blamed Darnold about and he did throw interceptions. I get it. But that year, Kevin O'Donnell, that coach, that guy truly can, at least with Darnold, and I think he's done it before, and let's see what he does with J.J. McCarthy, but he can develop quarterbacks. Now,
For Sure.
The fact that Minnesota, think about the backstory.
I wasn't a
That
JJ
Minnesota-
McCarthy fan overall. And by the way, that was the GM's pick, and the GM got fired. So I think this is there was more to that pick.
Yeah, I think, think about it. You give up a guy. It's sort of like the it's the same thing almost. It's like the Saquon Barkley thing. You give up a running back, the next year the guy wins the Super Bowl. Minnesota gives up a quarterback, the next year the guy wins the Super Bowl. Think about what's happening in the NFL sometimes. Sometimes the answer is right there, and the teams just, I don't know, they get stubborn. The GM is fighting with the coach or whatever the hell the thing is. But I don't know. To sum it up, I just hope the Miami Dolphin organization just looks at what happened with Darnold, looks at what Seattle did, and looks at defenses, looks at the options for quarterbacks, and learns something. It's a new group of people, so I'm pleading. Is what I'm doing.
Let's hope so. Let's hope we get lucky and we hired the right dudes. It would be really, really nice.
And
really, really nice.
And listen, the sports app that you can sign up for at Hialeah Park to bet sports on your phone is alive and well. We're entering, a hot basketball season, whether it be college or pro. I'm a little more leaning towards the college, especially towards the end of the season. As
right,
things
with the
start
March
to,
Madness, definitely.
Yeah,
the
March Madness kicks
the NBA
in.
is impossible. The NBA, you don't even know who's playing or anything. It's a joke.
Yeah, exactly. The NBA has almost ruined the league a little, but they're hurt. They're in the process of, but they got to be careful. But at any rate, it was a okay Super Bowl in the sense that I won some money. All your viewers and all the people out there, remember, Hialeah Park Poker is back. Our sports app is as strong as ever, and we got the best promotions on the slot floor. Oh, and we got a little next week. I'll announce what we're doing for March 27th. Oh, I forgot one more thing. We're bringing entertainment back. We mentioned it on your previous show.
Concerts and entertainment, DJs and stuff. Yeah, I know.
So here on February 28th, not only are we giving away the watches, but we've got a concert. It's a Cuban act. Danny Ohm and Kevin.
Good Bunny. Is he called Good Bunny?
Yeah, well, not exactly. I think his name it's Danny Ohm and Kevin Cito. And then on March 28th, we've got Black Coffee. So I mean, there's a lot happening in Hialeah Park Casino and Poker Room, and it's real exciting time. It's a real exciting time. So I want you and all your viewers to be part of it, and let's ride the wave.
Rock and roll, baby. Enjoy. Get on
Rock
out there
and
to
roll.
Hialeah Park. Win the Cartier watches. Enjoy the loose slots. Enjoy the great food. The Vicky Bakery. They got DJs on Fridays and Saturdays, so you can dance the night away. Take that special someone out there. So it's all good. It's all there for you at Hialeah Park, baby.
You're killing me. You're killing me, Big O. Now I'm hungry, and you mentioned Vicky Bakery. I'm driving, but I'm going to be in the property in a couple minutes. Next thing you know, I'm going to have probably a nice Cuban sandwich and a.
I got to admit, on my way out,
pastelito.
Most of the time on my way out, I have one too. So it's you can't help it, dude. You go by that thing and you just see all those delicious pastelitos, and you just got to have one, man. So I don't blame.
And it's almost like the croquetas. I'm a jamon croqueta. I gotta have ham croqueta. And now the standard is the Vicky Bakery ham croqueta. I don't like the cheese and the chicken ones. Other people do. But and there is one other place. Shout out to a restaurant in Hialeah. They have a great manchego cheese croqueta, which is phenomenal. The La Bodeguita, very good. But so my two favorite croquetas are the jamon from Vicky Bakery and the manchego cheese from La Bodeguita.
Well, by the way, True Fin Fan is asking you if you're ready for Bimini this summer.
I think I might be. I've got to get a set of gazungas and take a trip over there. My wife wants to do it. I'm always a little bit big. Everybody, when they hear, they're going to say, "What is?" I thought this guy. I thought he was could have some confidence. I've been voting since I was 15 years old. I'm just a little skittish when I lose sight of land. It's just a little weird of me. It's a mental thing.
Right.
I gotta get over.
Well, you get to go with an experienced dude like True Fin Fan. So,
True Fin Fan. You follow.
As long as you go, don't go alone. Go in a convoy. If you go in a couple people.
Yeah, you got to go with two or three. Yeah, two or three boats.
That way you can look out for each other and all that good stuff. So yeah. So definitely, maybe I'll go with you guys.
I mean. Yeah, I got to do it. My wife's giving me a little pressure on it, but she's like, "Come on, everybody does it." And
I haven't done the trek
so.
from Miami to Bimini in decades.
It's not that. It's like it's less than. It's like 3 hours. It's 3.5 hours.
It's not a big
3
deal.
hours.
It's not a big deal.
I mean, if you got a fast boat, it's 2.5 hours. But my boat's.
True Fin Fan makes it there in 1.5. I heard. So it's
he's got a real boat. I can't. I'm not like.
He's got.
I'm a working stiff.
He's got an external combustion that helps him get there a little faster. So it's just one of those things. Just make sure
he's gonna have to slow down. If I'm following him, he's gonna have to slow down.
Well, be to the left or right. You don't want to be right behind True Fin Fan. That's for sure. Because when he farts, it's just not going to be good. But it's turbo. So it helps him. So
it's a new definition of a rooster.
Yeah. His boat normally has 3 engines, but he's the 4th, and it's just one of those things. So he gasses up.
It's like a turbocharge
along the trip, and then all of a sudden, boom, and then he's knifing through the ocean.
Yeah, so that's a turbocharged sort of a rooster tail, so to speak.
There it is. All right, Steve.
Take care, guys. Be good, and hopefully Miami picks up a good defense and some kind of quarterback that can throw in the pocket and occasionally just be a dual threat, please.
Let's hope so. All right, baby. You have a great weekend, man. I appreciate you.
Take care, boss. You're the man. Take care. Bye.
Got it. You the man. How can it be the man if you the man? Steve Calabro, baby, with Hialeah Park. And we thank, of course, the great Steve Calabro. Thank you, Steve. Appreciate you, as always. And they do, by the way, great entertainment out there. Super fun place. Clean. Loose slots. Second floor poker room is awesome. The whole place is fantastic because it's a historic building. So that's the other thing. When you walk around, you check out the architecture, the landscaping, all of that. It's just so cool, man. So go check out Hialeah Park. It is an institution. So we thank Steve Calabro. We thank the great Larry Schlossberg behind me here at Craig Zinn's Acura of Pembroke Pines. Come on out. Tell them that Big O sent you. They'll make you a great deal out here. By the way, if you own or lease a vehicle, Mike Chen and Jordan Ferber do some awesome work. We thank the great Sean Stanley, the man, the myth, the legend that gets it done every single time. We appreciate all of you out there that tuned in. Thank you. Hit the like button before you go. We shall see you on Monday morning. Same time, same place, same bat channel.
This is the Big O Show. This is the Big O Show. This is the Big O Show.